How can you come up with alternative solutions to a task when you're stuck and time is running out? I'm David Stiernholm, and you're listening to the Structure podcast Done. Today is about a very interesting study that points to a trick you can easily use. But first, if you have to decide every day which tasks to focus on to reach your goals, your direction can easily become arbitrary and unsteady. But if you identify the key tasks that contribute most to your success and set up a structure to complete them regularly, you'll get where you want to go more easily without putting in more effort. How? Well, let me explain in a quick video that you'll find a link to in the show notes. Have a look there. Imagine you're working on a really tangled task. You can't figure it out. You can't sort it out. You need to find another solution. And fast, because time is running out. Before the day is over, you need to send something, a proposal, a sketch, a solution, and it's getting urgent. The pressure is on. What can you do then? Take a walk, suggest researchers Opezzo and Schwartz at Stanford University. In a study published in April 2014, that I'll link to in the show notes, they conducted a series of experiments to investigate the impact of walking on our creative ability. Participants were asked to complete 2 types of tests, including generating as many innovative and creative uses as possible for everyday items. They completed the tests while sitting, while walking indoors, and while walking outdoors. So, how did it go? Well, it turned out that participants performed better on the creativity tests while walking than when sitting. They also performed better on the tests when sitting down, provided they had walked for a while beforehand. And when they walked outdoors instead of on a treadmill indoors, they performed best of all. So, judging by what the study revealed, taking a walk helps boost your creative ability when you're trying to solve a tricky problem. Do this. Next time you're stuck and need to see new possibilities, get up and go for a walk. Take your problem with you so you have something concrete to ponder. Wander aimlessly until you feel you've gathered enough new material to work with. Or decide to do a couple of laps around the block and trust that the effect of walking will linger when you sit down to continue the task. And be ready to capture your ideas. Record a voice memo for yourself, jot them down in your favorite note-taking app on your phone, or scribble them on a slip of paper you brought in your pocket. Is this easier said than done for someone who seemingly controls their own schedule, but hard for you with a full calendar? Don't you have time to walk around during the day? Maybe so, but being stuck on a tangled task takes up more of your precious time than doing something that gets your ideas flowing. And if nothing else, take an extra walk at the end of your lunch break so you return to work freshly walked and full of ideas. Because if you go for a walk when you need new ideas about the problem you're wrestling with, you're more likely to break through, according to the study I mentioned earlier. Instead of watching the time fly by as your stress mounts and you're still stuck, you're doing something that looks like a break, but actually gives you a much needed boost forward. What tricks do you use to get new ideas when you're stuck? Please write to me at david@stiernholm.com and share. Hearing about simple tricks like these makes me happy, so I'm curious about what works for you. Thanks for today, and see you again next week.